Hello gamers, old and new, it's Aaron here. And here's my first impressions of the newest Assassin's Creed game. Newest spin-off games of Assassin's Creed. In the past there's been Freedom Cry for Assassin's Creed 4, Liberation, and all these other DLC spin-offs. Now, this is technically, I guess, the next game that Ubisoft did that's a platformer. A side-scrolling platformer. So this is the new spin-off series called Chronicles, and I think this is where Ubisoft gets to take their most requested time eras and sort of flesh them out in this 2D game. So this first one up is Assassin's Creed China, and it's by Climax Studios and Ubisoft Montreal. And of course published by Ubisoft. $10 game for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Right now I'm going to load up the second level. I've made it up to sequence 6, so I'm gonna assume about halfway through the game. I could be wrong, but we're going to dive into the next episode, or the second one. If you want to see the first 15 minutes of the game, there will be an annotation down below. Now, let's look at these game modes right here. First, you got normal, and normal is going to be for when you play through the game once. And thank God this game has New Game Plus. Listen to me, developers. It's 2015. Please make your single-player games Game Plus. Thank you very much. See, when people play a single player, they want to go through it with their same weapons and just add more difficulty. I mean, the Arkham games did that so well. And that's one of the reasons why the Order 1886 didn't do so well. It's because there was no Game Plus, there was no replayability. In this game, Assassin's Creed China, I'm not going to say Chronicles, I'm just going to call it China. Because this game right here does replayability really well. So I'm just going to jump into normal.
This was once a safe place for us assassins. Sangyong's tigers saw to the end of that. Their forces surprised and overwhelmed us, all but wiping out the Brotherhood. Gao Feng's death will send a message to the Templars. The assassins have returned.
So the story goes, our main character is Shao Jun, and she was in Europe for 2 years, being trained by Ezio Auditore, which is, of course, our main character from the main Assassin's Creed games, and probably the most liked assassin. So she goes off training, learns the way of the assassins, comes back home, and essentially this is what she finds. Her whole town's in ruins, and she has to go after the men that stopped her. So it's like a revenge story, but also there's a box she needs to get, and apparently it has to be like the Eden, pieces of Eden. But overall, from what I've seen through the 6 chapters, it's essentially the story kind of takes a backseat to the gameplay and all this. It's not a really good story. I'm not really emotionally invested. There's no real proper flashbacks between Ezio and them in training. Like, when you actually learn a new move, it goes back to Ezio, but it's like, it's in the animus, and you can totally see that it's just, not well designed, and which is a shame, because look how well designed the actual environments are.
With my surroundings.
And of course, another great thing about this game is the art. Art looks beautiful. Everything from the foreground to the way enemies' blood splatter appears, it's all this beautiful, Chinese art, paintbrush. Everything looks like a brilliant painting. So we're just gonna do an eagle scan right now. And classic Assassin's Creed, we're just gonna jump. Yep. Suspension of disbelief. Now, let's talk about a certain gripe with the game. You'll be noticing this is a stealth game, right? And you'll have to pay attention to the enemies around you, and of course you gotta be alert in a stealth situation. I do not have time to look at subtitles. Okay? I don't. Sorry. So please, the weird dichotomy is that we have English-speaking characters. Like our main character, she speaks in like a a Chinese accent, but she speaks English, right? But yet everyone else in the game speaks Chinese. The guards speak Chinese, so they'll be dishing out like important information. Like I have subtitles on. They're clearly talking about like backstory, but I can't pay attention to that because I'm too busy sneaking around. So what is, I mean, why are you being so selective on the languages? Either make everyone Chinese and you have to follow the main character with subtitles, or make everyone English with Chinese accents. All right? Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the gameplay. As you can see there on the bottom right, I got a Shadow Gold. Like most Ubisoft games, you get to choose the way you play, which I love. So I can go in there. I can basically play this stealth, be a complete shadow, go past him, or I can go up to him, stab him, kill this man, pick up his body, throw it into a cave, and then just basically I'm done with that level, right? And then when I leave, I'll get Assassin Gold because I killed him, but I was silent about it. If I'm silent and non-lethal, I'll get it's Shadow. And then, if you want to get into a scenario where you want to engage in combat, which I I do not recommend at all. Like right here would be a bad place to pick a fight, which means I'm going to.
What?
Come on. So now let me show you the combat. So as you see, I dodged that. Oop. Oh, I forgot I only have 2 health bars. I'll show you the combat later on, but I'll get out of there in a stealth capacity. So the reason I don't recommend, going into combat or taking the brawler approach is because honestly the combat it's not good. It's just really it's the sword and that's it. And good luck with that. And I mean stealth is so much easier. Like I could kill that guy right now, but then I'd have to hide his body. If you do shadow and just pass everyone, you get so much more better points. Even though that's not a word. Now let's talk about the stealth. Fluid animation, which really helps. As you can see, I'm just kind of going point by point there, which is great. The jumping and climbing, all those animations look great. And the actual stealth mechanics are really well put together because each enemy has a like a cone or a line of sight, and if you're in that cone, it goes to a yellow alert. And then once they see you, once that like the red actually pushes into you, they will come after you, and that'll be like a full red alert. And then they'll of course come after you. I'm just gonna pick up some throwing knives.
Got it.
So always go shadow or assassin. Assassin if you just want to get some action, but then hide those bodies. So let's talk about some of the secondary abilities they can use. So I have my throwing knife that I'm actually going to use to drop this on them. As you can see, it causes a distraction, like so. Hide up in here. Most of your secondary items are only used for distractions. I also have a firecracker here, which I can use to stun them. So they're properly stunned and I can just walk away. So all of the items that you get, like the throwing knives, you have a whistle move. You see how it radiates? That's how, if any of the enemies are in that radius, they will hear you and they'll come after you. But you can use that to your advantage, of course, with actually distracting enemies. So the reason why the secondary weapons aren't as good as they are in other Assassin's Creed games is they're only used in the stealth capacity, only used to distract people. If you're in the heat of battle, the only thing you can use is your sword. That's it. There's no like throwing dirt. There's no throwing knives. I tried using throwing knives in a combat situation. Didn't work. I even tried using throwing knives on a human being. Nope. Didn't work. It's only used for cutting rope and creating distractions. But that's okay. That further goes into... Oop. See some combat here. So it's all about countering, of course. Gotta wait. So combat is far too simplistic to actually go for a proper gameplay. So I would stick to Shadow and Assassin, of course. As you can see, I got Brawler Gold, which will go into my final score. But honestly, don't do Brawler. Not recommended at all. Wow. Well, shit. And that's what happens. Especially when you're at the beginning, when you only have like 2 bars of health. You do get health upgrades when you progress through the levels. Like I'm on the 6th chapter, and I have something like 4 health bars. Oh, and apparently I killed a guy. Damn. That's kind of unfortunate. Now see how their cones are red? That's mean if they see you, they will just immediately kill you. Not immediately, they will find you. And then of course they'll calm down. Do drop kill. Pick him up. And we can throw him and we can actually jump in there. And of course, like classic Assassin's Creed fashion, we can do that. You know, pop in and out of cover. So as I can say, I'll reiterate, Assassin or Shadow. That's really the only one.
Let's test your
as you can see, these are the quote-unquote flashback training to Ezio.
Try again. Good work. Close for the kill.
You never get to see Ezio and our main character actually like interact.
Excellent, Shao. Your training is almost done.
Which is really disappointing. And also I know that the internet is sort of crying out, you know, why isn't this setting in the main Assassin's Creed universe, which is really a shame. I'd rather see a much smaller 3D version of this game than this 2.5 version. Which, regardless, I do have fun with this game. This is still ultimately a fun game to play. And I think we're going to get into the map here. I think we can actually get to some of the side missions, which I think we have to rescue some people or collect some scrolls. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's all in this area. So of course you have your legend here. You got your secondary objectives, main objectives, and sync points, chests, all that stuff. What else is good about the game? We also have evolving enemies, which is great. So whenever you get a new piece of item, it's always to combat a new enemy. Like you'll get heavy set versions of people. So that's pretty basic, but still, it's nice and challenging. They're not like too overpowered, so it's all nice. And to be honest, the platforming, it's really good. It really uses the whole 2.5D version really well. So as you can see, popping in and out of a 3D space really works. We're just gonna make our way down here. It's funny because I made all the points that I pretty much wanted to make, but now this is turning into a Let's Play. So we have a new weapon, or a new piece of item called the Noise Dart. You can use this to lure him away. Go there. Jump back. We can just jump back here. And of course, our main character is pretty much the Joker with that, with the shoe hidden blade, which is really cool. I really hope they use that in other Assassin's Creed games. That's cool. Which really felt like a no-brainer to have the shoe knife. And of course, the game likes to throw tutorials at you. You can disable it, but for the sake of this first impressions, I'll just leave it on. Keeping it stealth. Keeping it assassin, baby. So, like, the more you play Stealth Gold, like, the more I play... wait for this guy. Pick him up. Pick him up. There you go. Jump in here. And so we have our eagle mode over here. You can see all the red paths that the enemies take. And they'll always do that, so it's quite predictable. One thing I don't understand about this game, when two guards are talking to each other, like facing them, they won't see what's behind them. Like their visibility cones will just leave. Which I guess because they're looking at each other in the eyes, but I mean still peripheral vision. And like I'll be running behind them and doing like crazy jumps and they'll be like, I don't know. Whatever, man. Another cool example of the 2.5D. Like I can just swing across there. Get some throwing knives. I swear you always know when you'll need like a throwing knife for an area, because there'll be like a throwing knife box. Because really you only have like 2 of each thing. So
this
now,
is where we used to keep the assassin scrolls.
Exactly.
I should try to retrieve as many as I can while I have the chance.
Let's do that. Let's retrieve those scrolls. Unfortunately, I thought I had to move from much earlier in the game. Apparently, I didn't. So I gotta grab these scrolls. I wonder if I can jump that. Yeah, sick. Platforming is on point. So you got your light attacks, heavy, take them out. Like I said, the blood effects, they're pretty nice. Whoa! Hold up. It's cool because I can go like this and they don't know where they can't see me. Which is great. Let's pop back here. Yoink. And then yoink. Thank God there's no fall damage in this game. Especially with water or anything. I think I have like maybe one more positive and one more negative. I'll start off with the bad. The score, it's pretty bland. It barely comes through the game. I mean, right now, I'll let you hear it. I mean, it barely even like creates an ominous sound. It doesn't really add to the ambience. So that's kind of disappointing. And one of the other good points would be that this game really has great replayability. Because if you look over here, the game really rewards you for progression and searching around, getting those secondary objectives. Of course, you have your sync points, your animus shards in your chests, which all give you points, and all those points will get you higher to upgrades. And then there's New Game Plus upgrades that you can get. So I already did this level, so I got the expanded Eagle Vision, which was 650. But if I play through this game over again, I can get those New Game Plus upgrades, which is like 2,240. So, good incentive to replay. Let's take this guy out. Cool, cool. Ooh, that was close. After I get the scroll, I will be going to a certain part of the game that I found exciting. I do want to highlight. Ah, yes, more stealth elements. Now, if I enter in this ring, this dog will see me, and he will start barking like a motherfucker. Let me show you. Right? And then you leave. Gone. So watch out for our ulterior, exterior, and elements. Oh.
谁想得到，刺客的老家原来这么适合囚禁那些违抗张勇及八虎宦官的人啊！刺客们全都死了，他们的支持者也被捕入狱，我终于可以和平。
So I mean, make everything subtitle, or just make everyone speak English, or whatever language the the user chooses. Sweet. All right.
谁想得到，刺客的老家原来这么适合囚
As you
禁
can see, I
那
can
些
just
违抗
pass
张
by
勇
even though
及
like
八虎
they're
宦
looking
官
at
的
each
人
other.
呐。
Apparently they don't have peripheral vision, but okay. Moving on up, moving on up. Of course, you got your slide. Another very popular move. And now the bird has a yellow radius on it, so you can still pass the bird, but you gotta walk slower. And of course, that could be problematic. What I like to do is just crouch, or even just walk like that.
我们不能让任何人通过。
Jump up.
保持警戒，我们得保持戒备才行。我同意。我们不能让任何人通
Ooh,
过。
that was close. Are we getting close to this end of this actual level? Let me check. If not, I'm going to go to that exciting part. Yeah, we're pretty much there, but I think I'm just going to quit out. I'll show you more of some other levels. Number 5, I liked it. It really showcased, how good the 2.5D, 2.5 dimensions actually work in the game.
As you slide past an enemy, use your sword to deliver a killing blow.
So yeah, each level you will get upgrades. As you can see, I have this really cool sliding ability. So I slide, attack, and I think there's a air attack like this. Oop.
Try again.
Slide, cut.
Excellent, Shao. Your training is almost done. Leap through the air and plunge your sword deep into your enemy.
I wonder if that's the original voice actor for Ezio.
Excellent work. Keep it up.
Doesn't really sound like it.
Still sharp, I see. Try again. Well done, Shao Jun. Your training is complete for now.
Yep. Are we gonna get any characterization or any moments with them? No, we're just gonna get into the main storyline. Which, who cares?
The Templars are going to burn this place to the ground. I need to get out of here. Fast.
So this is a timed level, actually. So I'm gonna make my way through here. This is where I can really show you the platforming. So I like how you can take the basically take that railing to the foreground. So apparently on a lot of forums, and it seems like the general consensus on the internet is that this game's, you know, pretty good, but they'd also like to see a 3D version of this in like a much smaller game, like an Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry. And I did enjoy Freedom Cry. I thought it was a good like expansion to, you know, Assassin's Creed 4. So I'm wondering why they didn't do that. Or, lack of a better term, why wasn't Chronicles like a $30 release, and then just have all these other like games? Because what they're doing with Chronicles is they're gonna do China, Russia, and I believe India. Because I think India was based on graphic novels or even like just regular, you know, books. Why not have like a full game that has 3 main characters? Or even just bundle it all. That's what they're gonna do probably. They're gonna bundle it so each game's gonna be 10. So $30 bundle for all 3 games, getting into like a collection. But I'm wondering story-wise why they didn't just put it all in one full game. You know, sort of like in Assassin's Creed Revelations where we had Ezio and Auditore. Sorry, Ezio and Altair storyline sort of converge. That's fine. You know, if you don't like a setting, you can just choose which one you want. Like, I really like imagine if someone liked Russia more than they did China or India versus, you know, all these different combinations. I guess it all matters of which, you know, country or setting you would like. So I think overall this game's good. I enjoyed it. For the price tag, I think it's a real good price tag. Oh, I just got burned up. But yeah, it's a fun game. I don't really care about the story. The combat's not too good. I like the gameplay. It's a good stealth game. If you do like these stealth games, then definitely go for it. I mean, if you do like Assassin's Creed for stealth, then yeah, you'll love this. If you like Assassin's Creed for combat, ooh, I'd run the other way, buddy. I mean, no offense to Ubisoft, but oof. And you know, and good job, Ubisoft. Like, this doesn't have any bugs. It's great. Good job. This definitely isn't like a Unity. So I guess good job for you guys. Do another eagle cry. Eagle cry. Eagle jump. Yeah. I mean, look at that beautiful background right there. Just the mountains. You know, the fire, the smoke. It's at least the game's like really pretty to look at. If I fell into water. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. So it's a fun game. Definitely enjoyed myself. $10, good price. Could use better in like different elements. You know, it's just that combat and music really make the gameplay not too good. So again, this is Assassin's Creed Chronicles China. I believe the next Chronicle game is going to be Russia. I think that's going to be at the end of this year. I think quarter 3, quarter 4. I was seeing on the Wikipedia page. But that could be interesting. Maybe we can get a 3D spin-off game instead of like our white protagonist. We can have you know, a female again in a full like Assassin's Creed 5 type main game where Ubisoft really pulls out the stops. That'd be cool. You know, I think if people vote with their wallets and really get into those, get into the forums, discuss who they want, we could see a really good female representation. I would like to see a Chinese, like a Assassin's Creed China. Assassin's Creed 5, China. Brilliant. Make the story better. Get a better soundtrack. Combat will be better because we'll have the Assassin's Creed 4 combat, hopefully improved. So yeah. And I can see at the end of the level, we have a timer. Oh my god, I was so close, wasn't I? Alright. Let me see if there's... oh, I was going to go to the next cutscene. Let me just escape out of that. So again, this has been Assassin's Creed Chronicles China. You can get it on PSN for $10, Steam for 10. Basically anywhere. It is a digital-only game, so deal with that. Look at all these beautiful colors. Nice. Look at this. This is beautiful people. Oh, thank God. That's great. Look at all these. This is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. See, like, I want to see this in 3D. Come on, Ubisoft. Make it so. Make it so. Stab this guy. Whoa! What the fuck? Didn't see that coming. Well, thank you so much for watching. This has been Aaron here, signing off. If you want to see the first 15 minutes of the game with no commentary, just the game so you can really soak in all that gameplay, it will be linked after this video. So, and also, more first impressions. Make sure you like, favorite, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.